let's start with our previous lessons. We talked about electric field, charge, and electric force, right? So, given a point charge or a distribution of charge, like this one, yung color blue na nakikita, this one, we can compute the electric field that is felt by a point charge in here. Okay, no? So, may equation natin for that. We can use this equation, no? Wherein our F is just our K times Q, charge distribution na to, times the test charge Q, small q. So kung ano man yan, let's name that Q of naught para ma-indicate that's just a point charge or a test charge divided by the test charge itself. Okay, so we can now get the strength of the electric field. R squared sa baba. Tama? Our F is equal to K Q1 Q2 over R squared. Okay? So, itong Q1, naging capital Q siya kasi yung pinag-uusapan natin dito is a charge distribution. Okay? So, yan yung previous lessons natin. So, kung dati, given a point charge, we are calculating the electric field. Ngayon naman, what if electric field yung alam na, and ang kailangan natin malaman is what is the charge distribution in a specific region in space. So, for example dito, again, let's try to draw yung kanyang electric field nitong charge na to. For example, yan yung kanyang electric field. Okay? So, given yung parang electric field yung nakikita, what if alam natin yung electric field pero hindi natin alam yung charge? Okay? So, we will reverse engineer this. Kumbaga, charge na nasa loob nitong region of space na ito. Let's test it on a box. Okay, yung region of space that we are trying to get the region of a volume of a box. Okay? Or given that we know the electric field around, we want to know what is the charge distribution of the source of that electric field. In the first place, paano natin malalaman kung ano yung electric field? We can know that by having a test charge, no? Ayan, kasi kaman mo yung electric field na nafe-feel niya, tama ba? Assuming that you have a point charge or a test charge and places, no? Ma-calculate natin or malalaman mo ano yung electric field vector in that point or on those points. Okay? So, pwede nating mga red lines or yung tinatawag natin na field lines and then intuition, kung ano yung kanyang source. Okay, so, now, ang electric field niya is towards palayo, no? And magpansin yung electric field, no? So, the electric field causes the force, tama ba? So, kung ano yung direction ng electric field, yun rin yung direction ng force. Okay? So, ayun yung sinasabi natin that known or given si electric field. Ano yung mga intuitions or ano yung mga pwede nating ma-assume given that na-draw natin yung ating electric field? Okay, so una is, we know that is a positive charge inside that region. Bakit? Yung field lines ng isang positive charge siya ay palabas, which is outwards. No, same goes, no? For example, kung ang nag-map tayo ng electric field lines and nakita natin that the force brings that test charge papasok, no? Pag papasok yung nafe-feel na force, then you know that is a negative charge inside the region. Okay? So kung mas malakas naman siya, it means di mas maraming negative charge doon sa loob. Okay? For example, sa isang box, meron kang 0 charge. Okay? Sa surfaces ng box, 0. Or ano yung mga instances na 0 yung net charge or net field through the surfaces. Okay? So, first example is, of course, kapag walang charge sa loob. If there's no charge inside, then of course, there will be no electric field. No? And For example, yan lang talaga. Open space, free space, no charge whatsoever. Of course, wala kayong mababasa dyan na electric field. Pangalawa is may dalawang charge, pero yung isa ay positive and yung isa naman is negative. Okay? So, bakit? Bakit walang net charge? Kasi ito, of course, siya ay outside going na field lines, while the other is magpo-produce siya ng papasok. Then dito is what is the net charge or the net electric field that passes through the surface of the box. Okay? So, in this case, again, katulad nung kanina na no charge inside the box, this will also have zero net field lines. Okay? So, it's as if zero yung nababasa niya. Okay? So, meron nga din naman talagang dalawa na charge, but then, yung pinag-uusapan natin is the net field lines that will pass through the surface of the box. Okay? So, the third instance is if there is no charge inside but there is outside. For example, in this box, okay, meron kang charge. Let's say meron ka ditong uniform source, no, ng charge. Let's say uniform positive charge to. Uniform. Okay? So, bakit zero net field lines ang nandito? It's because, kung mapapansin nyo, yes, doon sa likod ng box, may pumasok nga na field lines, pero at the same time, yung field line na yun ay lumabas din. Suma total. Okay? So, those are the three instances wherein wala or zero net charge. Zero net field lines ang dumadaan doon sa ating box. Okay? So, ano nga ba yung main points of Gauss law? Okay, so, as I've discussed kanina, so the main points of Gauss law is that if you are going to look at these two images of one charge enclosed by two different sized boxes, one box is smaller than the other. Okay? But the field lines going through the surface of each box is just constant. Same lang siya. Okay? So, one of the main points of Gauss law is that regardless of the size of the box, the field lines passing through the surface of the box, no, it doesn't matter. The field lines is constant. Okay? Imagine nyo, field lines doon sa ating box. Okay? So that's number one. Number two is that the amount of charge, the amount of field lines will depend only on the amount of charge inside the box. Okay? Okay, so what are the quality or qualitative statements of Gauss law? Okay, so number one, whether there is a net outward or inward electric flux through a closed surface depends only on the sign of the enclosed charge. Okay? So, again, if you have a positive charge, then yung net outward electric flux yung electric flux pala will be outward. Okay? Naman, yung ating charge sa loob ng box is negative, then the field will be towards inside. Okay? So, pangalawa, charges outside the closed surface do not give a net electric flux through the surface. Okay? So, kahit pag nasa labas yung charge, it does not give a net electric flux through the surface of interest natin. Box nasa labas. Okay? And lastly, the net electric flux is directly proportional to the net amount of charge enclosed within the surface but is otherwise independent of the size of the closed surface. Okay? So, again, para yung electric flux na lumalabas field lines through the surface, it is just directly proportional to the amount of charge na nasa loob ng surface na yon. Okay? Speaking of electric flux, let's talk about electric flux. Ano nga ba yung electric flux na natin? Okay, so yung electric flux, guys, that is the amount of field lines crossing a surface. Yun lang naman yun eh. Field lines or ito yan, that's called, well, field lines. Tama? Yung electric flux na pinag-uusapan is the amount of field lines crossing a surface. Okay? Yan. Okay? Okay, so let's try, no? I-quantify natin yung electric flux para maintindihan natin. How do we solve electric flux? Okay, so first is look at this example. Gawa tayo ng analogy, the fluid flow analogy. This is called the fluid flow analogy. So what is this? So for example, I have this rectangular piece of metal na hollow siya inside. And it is submerged in a stream of water, no? Ito ay tubig and siya ay dumadaloy. Okay, so I think, hindi ko lang sure kung nakapag thermodynamics ng iba sa inyo, but do you know volume flow rate? So, volume flow rate is, ano siya, no? Volume, tas may dot sa taas, meaning the volume of water per second. Okay? Actually, this is the change in volume with respect to change in time. Okay? So, paano natin kino-calculate yung volume flow rate na dumadaan dito? So, given the velocity of the water, okay? So, times area. Okay? So, ano nga ulit yung volume? Ano yung unit ng volume? That is cubic meter in SI, no? And time is seconds. So, ang volume flow rate, ang unit nito is cubic meters per second. Okay? So, in this case, ano yung velocity ng water? That is meters per second. And yung area is meters squared. Okay? So, that is cubic meters per second. Okay? Ano yung amount ng water na nagpo-flow sa area na ito? So, what if naman, What if naman, in rectangular metal piece, kung patayo, what if siya ay tilted? Like that. Okay? So, siya, from this point of view, kung front view, ni ito yung area. Okay? So, projected area, tinatawag natin. Okay? Yan actually yung kailangan natin, or the perpendicular area. Perpendicular saan? Okay, so when we have an area, yan, or yung direction ng area na yan is perpendicular to that area. Okay? Okay? Ano? Normal direction. Meaning, perpendicular direction doon sa surface. Yan yung area natin. Okay? Area is also a vector in this case. Okay? Instead na straightforward na V times A, if this angle is my phi, and gusto natin makuha is itong area na to, or yung projected area na this is, or this will be A cosine phi. Tama ba? Because this is phi, this is a right triangle, so then that's A sine phi, that is A cosine phi. Okay? So, yan lang yung malalagdag sa equation natin when we are trying to get the volume flow rate. It now becomes velocity times the area cosine phi. Okay? So, ito lang yan, guys. And, okay, now, ano yung natin which is electric flux? So, in this analogy, ibabalik natin sa kuryente, V, or the velocity of the water, that will now be your electric field. Okay? And the amount of water flowing through this surface, or the volumetric flow rate, that is now your electric flux. Okay? Kulang. Okay, so yung V natin kanina, yung velocity, that is your electric field ngayon sa electricity. Yung volume flow rate naman natin, that is now your electric flux. Okay? Okay? So, imagine this pink lines, this is your electric field. Okay? And this is your area na, or yung surface na. Okay? In this example, to get the electric flux, katulad lang din kanina dun sa volume fluid flow analogy, this will be the velocity, parang yung velocity, times the area, yes lang, no? Times cosine of the angle phi. Okay? This angle will be the angle between the electric field and the area. So, ano yung direction ng area, guys? Ang direction ng area, since dito sa example natin, may direction yung area, it will be perpendicular doon sa ating surface area. Okay, so, if this is my surface, perpendicular to that will be ito. Okay, so this will be the normal direction of the area. Okay? So, since parallel yung normal surface and yung electric field, then therefore, the phi will be 0. Kasi parallel sila eh. Okay? In this case, tilted yung ating area. So, drawing normal nung ating area and angle in between. Ito yung phi. Okay? And going further, kung itilt natin further, 90 degrees na natin siya tinil. So, ito na yung electric field and yung normal ang area will now be perpendicular to that. So, this will be now theta is 90. Okay? So, ang tanong is, ano yung electric flux dito sa scenarios na to? So, dito, kung makapansin nyo sa first case, cos ng 0. That is just 1. Tama? So, dito, maximized yung ating flux. That's just E times A. Dito sa example na to. Dito, sa second example, phi. Kasi meron ng angle in between the two. Okay? So, ito talaga yung pinaka-general. Naging 1. Okay? In the second example, kailangan natin. And this cos phi will actually make this flux lower. Okay? Kasi yung range niyan is from 0 to 1. When it is perpendicular or 90 degrees yung ating phi, cosine 90 will equal to 0. Therefore, yung flux natin is 0. Bakit nyo? Okay? Okay, so let's try and solve an example, kung ano yung electric flux. So, sabi, there is a disk with radius 10 meters, okay, is oriented with its normal unit vector n at an angle of 30 degrees to a uniform electric field E with magnitude 2 times 10 raised to the third Newton per coulomb. Letter A, what is the electric flux through the disk? Okay, so natanong is electric flux and we know the equation for that is E times A cosine phi. Okay, so yung E, ang sinasabi is 2 times 10 raised to 3 newtons per coulomb. The area is, okay, so this is a disk, Ano siya, circle. Ang area natin dyan is pi r squared. So, ang r natin is 0.1 meters quantity squared. Okay? Then, cosine, the angle between the normal and the electric field is 30. Okay? So, the answer is approximately 54 Newton. This will be meters squared. Yeah. So, meter squared ang kalalabasan yan dito is Newton meter squared per coulomb. Okay? So, this is your electric flux. Okay? For letter B, Ang tanong is, what is the flux through the disk if it is turned so that its normal is perpendicular to E? So meaning guys, okay, so ito na yung normal and it is now perpendicular to E. For example, ito yung electric field. Perpendicular. Okay, so itry nyo lang and sa letter C naman, if its normal is parallel naman to E. Ibig sabihin, so ito yung normal and yan rin yung electric field. So parallel. So pakitry na lang guys, resolve. Okay. So this is the quantitative or mathematical expression of Gauss law. Okay? So yet the electric flux is E A cosine phi. Okay? So yan lang yun. Pero this is only applicable kapag uniform yung ating electric field. Okay? Ibig sabihin pantay-pantay and equally distributed. What if naman hindi siya pantay-pantay? For example, ito yung example ng pantay-pantay yung electric field. Okay. What if, for example, patay yung front view. Mag-work. Front view, ano? For example, this is the surface. Kapag uniform yung electric field, ibig sabihin dyan may uniform distribution ng electric field. Front view to guys, no? So, imagine, towards sa inyo yung electric field. Okay? So, what if yung electric field is non-uniform? Ibig sabihin, sa ibang parts, ayan, non-uniform electric field. So, kapag ganyan, total electric flux, meaning lang guys is, ano yung number of electric field lines or itong mga green dots in the whole surface. So, kung ito yung surface na kinukunan, what we need to do is, well, to divide those or divide the surface into smaller bits. Okay? So, if this is the whole area, let's name this as a small area 1. Okay? Ito ay small area 2 and so on and so forth. Okay? So, hati-hatiin mo lang yung buong area. And then, bibilangin natin yung electric field sa kada area. So, this is electric field 1, this is electric field 2, and so on and so forth. So, para malaman ng buong electric field lines na dumadaan sa buong area, okay? So, therefore, yung electric flux dito, that will just be E1 times dA1 plus E2 dA2 plus plus En dAn. Okay? Or sa madaling sabi, that is just your times dA and you have to get the integral for the whole closed surface. Okay? So that is Gauss law. Okay? So, in another example, ang expression for Gauss law or the main expression for Gauss law is, let's consider a point charge here. Let's name that positive Q. And it's placed inside a spherical Gaussian surface. Okay, so ang tawag natin dun guys sa surface kung saan tinatry natin i-quantify yung charge is a Gaussian surface. Okay, so let's try, instead na box, let's try a spherical surface. Okay, with radius R. Okay, so yung electric field niya, of course, siya ay etc. Okay, so paano ulit natin kinukompute yung electric field? That will be just equal to F over Q. Okay? So, assuming that, let's assume that we have a Q naught here. Okay? So, assuming that Q naught dyan, this will be, what's again our equation for F? That is K Q1 Q naught over R squared over Q naught. So, cancel to. So, we are left with K Q1 over R squared. But then again, our K is 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught. So times Q over, capital R natin to kasi naka-capital R squared. Capital R squared. Okay? This is just our E. Pero ang inaalam natin is the electric flux. And that is E times A. Diba? So that is, let's write this down. That's 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught times Q over R squared. This is just RE times the area. Okay? Surface area. Ano yung surface area ng isang sphere? Okay? So that is 4 pi R squared. Okay? Cancel si 4 pi, magka-cancel si R. Sorry, that is not R over 2. That is R squared. Okay? So, cancel din si R squared. So, we are left with Q and epsilon naught. Okay? So, this is our equation. This is our Gauss law. Okay? So, ayan guys. Yan yung pinaka-definition natin ng Gauss law. Okay? So, I hope naintindihan. That will be all for this lecture.